Ladies and freaking gentlemen, what is up? And welcome to the Shred Show Live. You've got two of the best hanging out with me today. We've got the Savage himself, Mr. Dave Savage from Mortgage Coach hanging out. We got Alex Kutsishin from Sales Boomerang. And ladies and gentlemen, if you haven't heard, these guys have made one of the best partnerships, one of the biggest announcements our industry has seen in a long freaking time. It blew my mind, but at the same time I didn't, because it made so much freaking sense when I heard it. Ladies and gentlemen, I've got Alex, I've got Dave hanging out with me. We're going to be talking about the power of partners. You are not going to want to miss this show. Ladies and gentlemen, are you ready? Are you ready?
I don't think they're ready.
They're not ready.
I don't think they're ready, Josh.
You guys can tell when I get pumped up, you guys know I'm enthusiastic and jazzed anyway, but when I hang out with Dave and Alex, my entire energy level, my enthusiasm steps up an entirely new level. Plus, we've got a big, if you haven't heard this big announcement, we're going to be talking about it today, but Sales Boomerang, Mortgage Coach, they've come together to build this platform, build this tool that is absolutely going to blow your mind, and we're so excited for it. Before we get into that, before we get into big announcements, Dave, Alex, welcome back to the Shred Show. Excited to have you guys back here.
We are pumped. I always get fired up doing these kind of things. And Josh, you always take me to another level. Can't wait.
And your energy, Josh, is through the roof. And I want to yell and scream with you, but you know, in my current circumstance, I can't. It's going to sound like I'm standing in the middle of an empty warehouse.
Here's what I love, though, Alex, is you know what? We all start somewhere. You've made a move recently. You're in the new place, and that's cool. And here's what I love, and Dave's setting speaks to its own as well, is it doesn't have to be perfect. You know what? The fact that we're doing this, Dave's got a beautiful backdrop behind him. He's got the ocean crack. He had to freaking shut the door, ladies and gentlemen, because you could hear the waves. And Alex, he's in the new studio. It's not all put together, but we're here because we understand that sharing the value that we're about to is way more important than what we look or sound like. So I see, that's what I appreciate about you, Alex. You don't care. You're saying I'm sending it. Plus you got beautiful artwork. I would guess that's, probably look at that beautiful artwork there behind you. I'm sure many more to come, right? Oh, look at that. Look at that. Love it. Looking good.
That was done last night by my 7-year-old. She said, since you're setting up your office tomorrow, Papa, I want to give you your first piece of art.
Yeah, I freaking love it. See, I love the new art. Love it. Looks good. So, guys, let's talk about this. Let's just dive right into it. We could talk about a lot of stuff, but you guys announced last week, huge announcement from Sales Boomerang and Mortgage Coach, that LLR Partners has come in and they've basically brought Sales Boomerang and Mortgage Coach together. Now, I mean, how did this even come to be? Because if everybody knows Mortgage Coach and Sales Boomerang on their own are incredible platforms. They're valuable. Mortgage Coach, Dave, the group that you have built, how many people you continue to educate through your platform and the influencers you work with is just brilliant. And then Alex, what you guys continue to do with Sales Boomerang, with data, with everything that you have, on their own, they're brilliant platforms. How did this come to be? How did this partnership even start?
Well, you want to go first, Alex? Or you want me to?
I was going to make a joke. I was going to say the universe was not going to allow this not to happen. Okay. It was meant to happen. It was this beautiful collision course. But Dave, go ahead. You go.
Yeah, no. Well, so first of all, in fintech and in the mortgage space, we travel, we go to events to grow our platforms. And the very first time I met Alex, I'm like, he is a pro for life. Like, this is someone super special. So we've had several years, just a tremendous amount of respect. Whenever we go to events together, we have meals together. So we've got an integration together. But both companies, we think we're two of the hottest companies in tech. Actually, Sales Boomerang is one of the 50 top fastest tech companies in America. Yeah. So they, we're both growing fast, and we both have a roadmap that is it's just industry changing. It's game changing. And we were both looking to put some, gas on the fire and grow. We had independent processes going on, and the universe put us together. I can only say this has been I'm living my professional dream with the combination of, the LLR partnerships, but doing it with the Boomerang crew.
Yeah, well, I'm practicing Inception. He's living his dream, and I'm inserting myself into his dream, and also living my dream. So it's Inception.
Ah,
You know what's interesting, Josh, is in 2017, 2018, I saw this brand
mm,
and this guy that was leading this brand, and I'm so competitive, and I saw this guy Dave just dominating the space. Like you could see everyone looks up to him and everyone wants to learn from him. And I'm like, I gotta be that guy. I gotta be
mm.
as good as that guy. And then I met him for the first time, and a bromance ensued. I'm like, man, I love this guy. And so next thing you know, years go by, we have an integration. We're always talking about being selfless and raising the industry, not just raising our own profits and our own teams. It's like, how do we help the industry? And we're always putting our hearts out there. And then just like Dave said, uh, our integration is all about taking an event, a very specific event, on somebody that's ready to take the next best loan. But it's so hard to explain in many cases and compare loans. And then, of course, the TCA comes in, the mortgage coach
Mhm.
system comes in, the most beautiful interface ever created to explain how mortgage works for each individual borrower. And that integration made perfect sense. And then we got to give it up to LLR, who was talking to us, talking to mortgage coach, and started without me and Dave meeting. We weren't even talking about it. LLR figured it out, saw it,
Mm.
and just said, "Oh my goodness, we see the combination here." Little did they know that we had a bromance and we love each other's companies anyway. And then, boom, this happened, and it's just so exciting how life happens the way it's going to happen, right? There's a great statement out there: life doesn't happen the way it should, it doesn't happen the way it shouldn't, happens the way it does.
Yep.
And this is how it happened, and so it's really exciting.
So I got to talk about that because I mean, there's so much. I mean, what you've just shared about Dave, you and I have that same mutual respect. And Dave, you've been one of those mentors. You've been one of those leaders with Mortgage Coach. Again, it's been such a valuable platform. So for so many of us as originators, you built this such an incredible group. Dave, when you start to look at partnerships like this, because again, this is a big move. Mortgage Coach has been around for a long time. This is your reputation on the line. This is a big deal for somebody like you. How does that play out in your mind? How does that really start to take effect? How do you start to think about that, not only for you, but for the entire Mortgage Coach community?
Well, so our mission at Mortgage Coach is to completely reshape how people pick their mortgage, and to do that, that means we need to have more than 50% of the consumers that are getting a loan to get a Mortgage Coach TCA. And I really look at the chapter we just finished is chapter one. We are at the base camp of Mount Everest. And so there's a mountain we're trying to climb. We think that when a family gets into debt, they're much better served when they get a total cost analysis, whether they're renting and they get a rent versus own, whether they're in a house and they want to move up, whether they're looking to consolidate debts, what have you. It's like there's a financial literacy crisis in America. So, I mean, it was good for me as a founder, but it's even better for America, and it's even better for loan officers. I've always been in love with the mantra of no borrower left behind, and now, guys, we can add no loan officer left behind. With Mortgage Coach, not only do we serve enterprises, but we serve every loan officer, regardless of what channel they're in: banks, credit unions, IMBs, brokers. No loan officer left behind, no borrower left behind. And then the beauty is there's no profits left behind. Our two partnerships really help a lender optimize every single profit when it comes to clients for life. I think of this as a client for life platform. So I could talk forever, but it's a very big win for the industry. And then obviously it's a dream come true for the founders and for our respective teams. It's just going so well when we're on meetings. Everybody is just vibing really well.
Alex, this is one of those things, and your shirt says it. I have one of your shirts, like the no borrower left behind mantra. And Dave, you kind of alluded to this as well. Like we are all in this, from originators to fintech providers, more tech providers. We're in it for the borrower. Like that's what, when it comes down to it, Dave, and again, what you're talking to here is we want to help the end consumer. We want to help them with that home ownership journey. We don't want them to, to be left in the dust. We don't want them to be uneducated. How much does that really play? And again, Alex, I know that for you in particular, you've had this, this slogan, "No Bar Were Left Behind," for a long time. But how critical really is that when you're starting to look at, again, partnerships like this? How much does that really play into it? Because you mentioned something, Alex. There's been a lot of money that's flooded into the mortgage industry, into fintech, into more tech. So sometimes a lot of people, when they hear about things like this, they're like, it's a land grab. It's a freaking money grab. That's all these companies are in it for. But I know you both personally, individually, it's so much more than that. It's so much more about the consumer. It's about the borrower.
It's exactly that, Josh. And it's important that, when we talk about the No Borrower Left Behind concept, that we don't put, and there's nothing wrong with the word slogan, but we want to change the word slogan to mission, right? Because if it was just a slogan, it's interchangeable. Time goes on, you change your slogan and you move on, right? But our mission of No Borrower Left Behind doesn't change. What happens is we add to it. We bolt on supportive missions. So for instance, No Borrower Left Behind now is also every borrower in the right loan right now. That's very important. How do you not leave them behind? Put them in the right loan in the first place, right? Just get them and then make sure they stay in the right loan right now. They don't miss it. And so exactly what you're saying, it's not about a land grab. It's not about a profitability thing. It is about how do you create an industry which today continues to have a very negative connotation in the experience that people have, the trust factor between lenders and borrowers, and how it's communicated, the spam effect. Okay. Yeah. Geez, come on. I read a statistic that like 120 million advertisements for 2 million transactions. Are you serious? Like, we know when these people are ready for a loan. We know what's best for them. So why are we mistreating them? Why are we spamming their mailboxes, emails, text messages in general, right? And so when you say that we are not in it for what a lot of people categorize these events to be, you're 100% right. We are truly in it to streamline the experience for the business side of it. We need that. That's important. Why is that important? People ask, well, no, aren't you in it for the customer? We are in it for the customer. But the people that serve the customer have to be happy at the job they do. They need to enjoy what they're doing. If they don't enjoy what they're doing, guess what? The customer doesn't enjoy what they're getting. So we have to take care of the mortgage advisor. We have to take care of the lender. And of course, at the center, at the heart of everything is the consumer, the borrower, the person that's going to be getting this loan. And for us, when I say us, I talk about Mortgage Coach and Sales Boomerang together now. For us, it's how do we make the consumer, the borrower, know that every engagement with their lender will be good news. It will be good news. It will not be any bad news. And the good news will be delivered at the right time for them, and it will be displayed to them in a way that they can understand, share, interact with, really feel comfortable with it, and go, look, I'm making the right decision because this awesome gamified experience on the screen that I could just touch, turn the screen, put it on my desktop, put it on my phone, take it anywhere, and go, hey, I'm ready to make this confident decision. Oh, and by the way, thank you very much. Now that I've made this decision, I can schedule my next loan right now on this total cost analysis. I can schedule my next loan. And the next time I hear from my lender, it's for this better loan instead of guessing on my next loan. So we're always thinking about how do we create an experience where there is actually, and Dave, I'm going to say it, that the lender becomes a financial friend for the consumer, not a financial foe, not somebody you hide from, but somebody you open the door for. When the phone rings, you're like, oh, good. I know it's good news. They wouldn't call me if it wasn't good news. That's the goal.
And now you guys have both mentioned this, Dave, and this is something where I know being in the industry as long as you have, and to hit on Alex's point and to kind of build on this is a customer for life. This is as you put these two together, that's what we're truly trying to achieve. So many of us in the industry, we've heard about retention rates and how retention continues to drop off in this industry. This partnership, this really allows us as mortgage professionals, as much as I love what you say, Alex. It's not about money. It's not about a land grab, but us as mortgage professionals, we work hard for our business. We want to be able to retain that business. We want to help that client. We want to help that consumer for life. And again, we want them, like Alex just said, we want them to come back to us time and time again to find that joy in working with us. That's really what this is about too. This isn't just about, again, dollars and cents play into it, but this is an an entirely new experience for consumers, not just transactional, but an entire lifetime journey with them.
So, so
Go
I,
ahead, Dave.
I, I want everybody to hear every word I'm going to say, because I do not believe before this partnership and the energy that we're going to put into this is that every borrower will get the right loan at the right time for life. So, so the combination of timing, the combination of a total cost analysis put in front of a borrower, and then that's the other thing we have in common as companies, that we believe in partnerships. In fact, we exist through partnerships.
Yes.
Mortgage Coach, automation with Optimal Blue, with all the top CRMs, with the top LOSs, with the top point of sale solutions. Both companies have always been this partner first ecosystem. I mean, part of the Sales Boomerang platform is like, hey, let's get every piece of data that can possibly be captured. And that, I don't want to say that had been done, but there are big lenders that have gotten a lot of data for a long time. But the way Sales Boomerang commercialized it, the way they said, okay, we're going to collect all this data through partnerships, Mortgage Coach, every leading CRM in the industry, we're going to put that alert at the right time in an actionable way. And now, guys, not only are they getting the alert, but they're getting the advice all at the same time. And again, for life. So truly, I don't want to overplay the word disruption, but this is certainly a massive innovation for all the lenders that have us as mutual clients, and for all the lenders that really leverage this client for life platform that we put together, and we're gonna rapidly innovate.
I like the word disruption, actually, Dave. I don't know, like I actually like that because
by the way, I like the word. I just think it's misused. Like people overplay it a little bit. So I like the word too.
Because this is the beginning, like you said, innovation, disruption, whatever you want to call it. This is the beginning of something incredible. Like I said, we hear about partnerships, we hear about investments that companies being bought or this and that, and money flooding in our industry. But this, and then I told both you guys are both very personal friends of mine. I told it when I first heard about this, I was just like, this makes so much sense. And again, when we see partnerships, as you kind of discussed here, Dave, as we see companies start to partnership together, start working together, because like you said, there's integration that happens. But when you see a partnership on this level and this magnitude, it's so much more than just like, oh, we're integrating with Sales Boomerang. We're integrating. So Alex, when it comes to partnership, like define that for us. What is like, dive deeper into what does a real partner and finding the right partner look like?
So a great partnership has the compound effect, right? 1 + 1 does not equal 2 anymore.
Sure.
It equals more than 2, 3, 5, 10, whatever number you want to use. Great partnerships create an impact that is hard to measure, hard to even explain, because when you start to mix, especially the chemistries between great partnerships like we have here, magic really does start to happen. We can get into all kinds of examples of great partnerships. There's many of them that have happened out there. One of the things I like to compare it to is, imagine Netflix didn't partner with anyone. And imagine you had to buy a Netflix TV to watch Netflix. That would be horrible, right? But Netflix partners with every single cable company, every single smart TV that comes out there. They're on their platform because they want you to have a great experience. And guess what? The TV companies and the cable companies say, hey, Netflix, become available. We want you in our ecosystem. We want to create a compound effect, right? And so that's what happens here. And to be completely frank and put this out there, there is no better ROI in the industry than the combination of these two. Period. It just doesn't exist. If you're on Sales Boomerang and you're getting your 20x ROI, as soon as you turn on Mortgage Coach, that thing is going to skyrocket. You're going to be 30, 40, 50, just like this. Conversions go up, experiences go up, retention of not just borrowers, but retention of your team. Your originators will want to stay more because the experience is that much better. And you're getting people not just to come back to you, but you're seeing them convert faster and easier. And you're getting referrals into your network for purchase because of these types of, so nothing better in the industry as far as ROI. And so what's a great partnership? Right there. You take a great ROI product, another great ROI product, you put them together, and the results are exponentially higher, not just basic math. Now, I do want to, and I haven't even shared this with Dave, so this is going to be an exclusive. I was thinking about this, right? Everyone says customer for life. But when you say customer for life, you are saying it one-dimensionally. You're saying, I want you to be my customer for life.
Sure.
What if we, for instance, Josh, you have lots of friends. You don't say, I want you to be my friend for life. The word friend embodies the concept that they're going to be your friend.
Sure.
That's it. They're your friend. You're not going to be like, well, you're my friend for the next few years, and then I don't know if you're my friend anymore.
You're out.
If you and if I left the industry, flew to Australia, lived there for 10 years, and called you one day, you'd be like, dude, how is it on the other side of the world, right? Friend.
Sure.
So Dave, I challenge the industry to say, let's stop saying customer for life. Let's just be friends with our clients. And if we're friends with them and they're friends with us, then it's already kind of predetermined that we're going to be there for life for you. That's kind of the concept. Even if we don't talk, one of the biggest things I hear, Josh, is, I have to spam my customer. I have to send them 25 emails a year because I only do a transaction with them every few years. They're going to forget me. That's because of the experience you left them with, right?
Bingo.
Right. And so I know I talk to top originators that go, yeah, I check in with my customers, but I don't spam them. I build a relationship with them.
100%.
And so, can Sales Boomerang and Mortgage Coach and our friends like you, Josh, put out into this industry that let's not try to make them our customers. Let's just be friends with them. And then we all laugh about this, right, Dave? And then let's not just be their friend. Let's be their friend with benefits.
Yeah, let's go.
Let's go. Financial benefits, of course. I'm talking about financial benefits.
Of course.
But you want a good financial friend with benefits. Like, you want them to be able to be there for you and advise you in the most comprehensive way, and not, hey, here's a black and white piece of paper, try to figure out what's better for you. And once you figure that out, give me a call. No, interactive touch screen. Let's have some fun.
I see. And I love the fun. And you guys talk about that with the wow being part of your guys, what you're building, the fun being part of what you guys are building, which is super exciting to me, which we can dive more into that here in a second. But Dave, one of the things that Alex is alluding, we talk a lot about relationships in this industry. So much of what we do is based on relationships, built on trust, built on respect. You bring two companies like you guys have built together. And Dave, you've been doing this a little bit longer. You understand, you've been through the test of time. Our industry, something that plagues it is the shiny object syndrome. And especially when it comes to like professional, when it comes to, this service or that service or a new tool or some new fintech popping up, people often in this industry, they're distracted. They're like, oh, I'm going to go try this. I'm going to go do this. But you guys, Mortgage Coach and Sales Boomerang, you guys, again, you're tried, you're true. Your services speak for themselves. The groups, the communities that you guys have built have proven themselves. That is something that I continue to see. And I think, again, why we were talking and having this conversation, partnerships that actually make sense in this way, Dave, we're going to see them be more impactful. So for those who are listening, somebody like yourself who can speak to this, companies who are maybe looking to partner, or lenders who are looking to have this value. I love that Alex came out and he called it. He said, hey, there is no better ROI than this partnership. But that's what it really That's what these partnerships look like, right, Dave? You have to start looking at the bottom line. What is going to separate yourself in 2022? What are the tools and services you're going to have as a lender that are going to help your originators?
So the whole thesis is built on no borrower left behind.
Sure.
Optimize conversion, making sure that when someone is thinking about a loan, we're providing them advice. But we're talking about optimized conversion and the combination of the human experience, a local professional connecting on an emotional level, whether they're on Zoom, whether they're in person, they're finding out what their hopes and their dreams are, what their goals are to build wealth with real estate, and then automating the total cost analysis. So the best of both technology and humanity comes together is one. So I think the amount of innovation that we're going to do is going to be extremely rapid. I do believe that the mortgage industry is very well positioned to be the captain of the wealth team. The loan officer has all the assets, they have all the liabilities. Let's face it, the mortgage is the biggest financial planning decision most consumers ever make. So we're in a really special spot where we can deliver an experience. And while you look at CPAs, they're getting a little disrupted. I mean, through technology and what is it, TurboTax and all those things. There's a lot of financial planning tools. The combination of our two partnerships are going to help local originators compete. I talk a lot from stage about WACD. If you've never heard me use those acronyms, write them down, WACD. If you're in the specialty retail business and you have not WACD'd your business, you're either gone or you're losing market share. It stands for what Amazon can't do.
Oh.
And so, and again, we're in housing, so put a Z in it, WAZCD. As a local loan officer, you need to do that. And here's the deal, guys, you need to do what they can do. And Mortgage Coach and Sales Boomerang, they help you deliver a value proposition that players like that cannot do. And it also helps you that the big data platform of Sales Boomerang helps you turn on the same big data as big tech does and better. I mean, remember, guys, this is the 49th fastest technology company in America, not mortgage. Like, we're talking one of the fastest growing companies in America because of how they're leveraging data. So it's a great. Alex put in a post. I loved his post. I think it was about a day after the announcement. He said, Reese's peanut butter cup, chocolate and peanut butter, they've come together into this perfect innovation. So it's going to be different, and we're going to be leaders at that platform. Leaders at that.
And that's what I love. You're both leaders already in your own elements, within your own companies, within the industry. People have looked to you guys. Like Dave, you are out on a speaking engagement right now. People listen to you guys. Now putting the two together. Alex, you couldn't have compared the two, because I love Reese's. It's one of my favorite things in the world. Like, you put chocolate, you put peanut butter, put them together, and not only are they the perfect combination, but they make so many people happy. They bring joy to our life. And I know that's what you guys are focused on. As we start to wrap things up here, I want to be respectful of your guys' time. We want to be respectful of our viewers' time. But as we start to wrap things up here, I know what you two, the innovation, the disruption, the things that we keep calling this, both of you are focused on bettering our industry. You guys have dedicated your lives to this industry. You've dedicated to the mortgage professionals, from the total cost analysis, David, with Mortgage Coach and Sales Boomerang, all the data that you guys collect. You guys are truly doing everything you possibly can to make this industry better, to not only make it better for the borrowers. We talked a lot about borrowers, but to make it for us, for those who are licensed originators, for those who are in the trenches doing our best to make the borrowers' lives better. You guys are so focused together on bettering our industry and bettering the journey that we create for homeownership. So we cannot thank you guys enough. It's going to be exciting as we leave. What are 2022? I know you guys are excited about this big announcement, but what's something else you guys are really excited for in this next upcoming year of 2022?
So Dave, go ahead, and then I'll wrap it up.
You go first.
Yeah, cool. So just one more nod to something that Dave said a long time ago, and I repeat it all the time, and I'm sure you guys have heard it. Technology is not going to replace mortgage advisors. Mortgage advisors using technology are going to replace mortgage advisors not using technology, right? And that is so important to understand, because what you said earlier, you have these big fintechs that just want to throw technology at things. We want to give this technology to local, regional, even national players that aren't trying to just put computers in place. They're trying to build relationships with their local, what Amazon can't do, right? And we are that supporter of all of those lenders, right? That is. I just wanted to get that out there, because it's really important to understand. Like, we're truly supporting the SMBs, the independents, and who want to compete but don't want to throw $1 billion to compete with fintechs, right? Sure. We have that. We've done that. We've taken care of it. You have this. You now have the horsepower to compete and beat. So what am I looking forward to in 22? Honestly, there's so much besides this partnership. We are going to be together with Mortgage Coach and Sales Boomerang. We really want to help the financial space, right? We've been crushing it in mortgage. How do we help banks help their customers with other financial needs that we can help them with? We've proven a model here. We've proven that there is no borrower left behind, but a borrower is not just mortgage. There's many things. So how do we help a bank help their customer? How do we help a credit union help their customer with other financial services, and create that every borrower is in all the right loans right now, not just a mortgage, all of them. And so that's something we're excited to piloting and bringing to the financial industry is this philosophy, this thesis of no borrower left behind, bring it into the other spaces, and also just deepening our partnerships with all of our technology partners to just speed things up, more efficiencies, more accuracy. All of that is exciting in 22.
Love it. Dave, what about you? What are you excited for this year?
So I'm excited about a lot of things, but right now we're very close to rolling out our reverse mortgage analysis.
Oh, yeah.
Last year we added auto loans, we added student loans, we added credit cards, and this will round out every liability that a consumer gets can be analyzed, optimized in a total cost analysis. And we do think what we're doing with reverse mortgages will be revolutionary, because the biggest challenge with reverse is that consumers don't understand them, and most loan officers don't understand them, and even the ones that are the best in the country, it's pretty clunky. It's Excel spreadsheet, it's email, it's a personal video. So we've been consulting and collaborating with 4 of the top 5 reverse mortgage lenders in America. They're all in a think tank, helping us crack this code. Reverse lending, which is the number 1 LOS in the space, is collaborating with us. So I think it's there's a lot of baby boomers coming to market that just want to know, hey, should I do a reverse? Should I do a forward? We're going to help crack that code. And then throughout the year, I think it's going to, we've been serious about partnerships my entire career. I mean, I built my career masterminding, building partnerships with people, but Mortgage Coach was one of the very first mortgage tech companies that got serious about APIs and partnerships. But this is the year where it's just the magic is all coming together. If you go to our partner page at Mortgage Coach and you see all the different platforms that are in Mortgage Coach, so that what Alex said, while it was my quote from a few years ago, like, we're making that a reality. Like if you want to be a lender that leverages technology to deliver better service and advice, it's here.
Yep.
Just go to salesboomerang.com, go to mortgagecoach.com. We are making that a reality for you. And we're not only doing it with technology and platform, we're doing it with community. Like our YouTube channel has over 16,000 followers, and my goal is to get to 20,000 by the end of the year. Our Facebook group has over 16,000 followers. We want to get to 20. So, I think this will be a year where we're at the base camp. Don't know that we're going to get to the peak of Mount Everest for both Boomerang and Mortgage Coach, but we're going to get within striking distance of the summit. That's what 2022 means to us.
And that's what I love so much about both of you guys, Dave, the goals, the ambition, the partnership. You can't climb Everest on your own. It takes an incredible team to get you to the top, ladies and gentlemen. And this is exactly why I had Dave and Alex join me today, is because you have to have the right team. You have to have the right tools. And this combination of Sales Boomerang and Mortgage Coach is absolutely brilliant. So go, like Dave said, go check it out at mortgagecoach.com or salesboomerang.com. We'll post the links below. You guys got to go check this out. And Dave and Alex, I cannot thank you guys enough for coming and hanging out with me. And like I said, we've just started to touch the tip of the iceberg on what is possible and what you guys are going to accomplish together. I'm excited to have you guys on the show later in the year talking about the things that continue to progress. Like Dave said, the disruption, the innovation that is happening here. So you guys are absolutely brilliant. Thank you guys so much for joining me today. You guys are awesome.
Thanks so much, Josh. And please, nobody gets surprised when we start throwing out Reese's peanut butter cups at you at conferences.
Let's freaking go. I can't wait. I'm going to catch them in my
You
mouth.
want to just come say hi to Alex and I.
There you go.
We'll throw them in the air.
It's
and
game
then
on.
a shirt. We're going to have shirts, guys.
Oh,
Get a Boomerang and a Mortgage Coach shirt, and then
let's
you'll
go.
do it. Yeah.
I love it, guys. As always, we appreciate you. We love you. Now it's time for all of you guys to go shred, go show up, hustle, repeat every day. See ya.